Well, first of all, guys, please support my new channel, my English YouTube channel. You see it's new, I have only a couple of videos. However, you'll be getting at least 2 videos every week. So please give me support, smash that like button, subscribe to my channels, and comment, ask questions under this video. That's gonna give me motivation to make a better and a quality content for you. So let's talk about Visa 01. I think Visa 01 is one of the greatest inventions in the history of American immigration system. Why? Because if you are more or less recognized specialist in your field, there is a very good chance that you'll be able to get O1 visa, of course, if I take care of your case. And if you have an employer here in the United States of America. So let's talk generally about who can qualify for these visas. First, if we can prove at least 3 criteria out of 6 or 8, depending on the type of O1 visa you're getting. I already have 2 videos on my YouTube channel where I describe in detail the criteria for O1A and O1B visa. I'm not going deep into those criteria, but you can watch those videos and know what's going on. What are the most used professions in O1 visa? And this is pretty much a huge spectrum. However, in my case, we get O1 visas for models, for IT specialists, for businessmen, for beauty industry people, for athletes, for scientists, and for people in education field. Just today we got an approval for O1A visa for a businessman from Russia who wants to do the development here in the United States of America, build the houses, flip the houses. He opened up a new company. He has some recognition back in Russia, and we got him approval within 15 days. So very fast. You know that O1 visa can get a premium processing, which gets you approval for 15 days for additional $2,500. I think this is one of the best options for IT people to come here and work. And it's much easier for IT specialists to find an employer here in the United States of America because there's a huge demand and there's a huge need for pretty much all businesses that here in the US, be it a small business, be it a middle-sized business, or a huge business as Facebook, Google, Apple, and so on. What are the best advantages of O1 visa? Number 1, it's relatively easy to prove. And when I say relatively easy, that doesn't mean it's an easy visa to do. No, it's not. But relative to other visas, if you take H-1B, there is a cap. There is a lottery. There is a need for employer to be profitable, to be able to pay the market salary. You must speak English, and there is a lot of other limitations. L1, you gotta have 2 companies. That's intercompany transfers from a company outside of the United States to the United States. So if there is no other company, then it doesn't fit. E2, you have to invest at least $100,000. Compared to these visas, O1 does not have any cap, does not require education, does not require you to speak English, does not require investment unless you're a businessman, right? So this is just beautiful visa for those who have some recognition. What are the most popular evidence to prove that you may have some recognition in your field? Of course, prizes and awards. If you participate in events, in competitions, you get 1st, 2nd, 3rd places, or maybe you have some government awards like medals, or maybe certificates, or thank you letter coming from a ministry or something like that. Or there's a press about you, professional or major press, about your projects, about your career, about what you achieved, about your recognition, about your expert opinion. That also works. If you have publications, and so on, right? Again, I don't want to talk about criteria because I already have a separate video on that, so please watch that if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. Just remember there is O1A and there is O1B. O1B is more for art, TV and movie industry, including models and things like that. And O1A is for business people, athletes, education and science. And you must know that Biden administration recently released a STEM policy which says that professionals from science, technology, engineering, and mathematics pretty much get a green light with O1 visas and also EB1A and EB12 national interest waiver. Second, you need to have an employer in the United States. What it means? This may take 3 forms. Number 1, and the classic most used form is there is a company here in US who wants to hire you for the services, right? This is the classic way. They give you a job offer, you accept it, you have some recognition, we get your petition together, send it to USCIS, they approve it, then you go to the embassy of your country, get your visa stamp, you come here and work for 3 years. Within these 3 years, you can either file a petition for EB-1A green card for the talent if you grow here as a professional. Maybe your employer can file a EB-3 visa for you, working immigrant visa, or maybe even EB-2 or EB-2 national interest waiver. So there are other ways to get a green card from O1 visa. The second way with the employer is that you may have an agent or a group of agents who will be reselling your services to other companies. So you don't work for one particular company. You may be working in a bunch of companies through one person or through the group of people who are agents. So for example, if you're an IT specialist, you're a programmer, you're programming in Java or C++ or whatever language you choose, and you have an agent who petitioned for you, then this agent can resell your services to Google, to Apple, to other companies where you work on project. You finish the project here, you move to the third company, and so on. So this is the relationship of agent and employee. And the third way is when you can open up your own company and claim that company as being your employer. This way is mostly used by business people, those who qualify as a talented businessman from the country they're coming from, and they want to continue doing their business here in the United States of America. What's the difficulty relating to opening up your own company here in the States? If you own that company 100%, then there is a possible conflict of interest between you as a founder and you as an employer of this company. Basically, the company cannot fire you because you're the one who makes the decisions, who controls the company, so you're the one who hires and who fires people. So to resolve this problem, what we do is we create a special, let's call it advisory board or a board of directors in your company, depending if it's an LLC or a C Corp. We must have 3 persons on that board, and you could be one of those persons too. And that board has the power and authority to hire and fire people. So basically, they may hire you and also they can fire you if you don't do your job properly. So that way we separate the founder from the employer through inserting that additional organ, that additional committee, group, board, call it whatever, that has the power to hire and fire people. Also, we need to show that the company is capitalized, that it has funds to do the business that we claim it's going to do. So that's why most likely it's good for O1A for business people. However, I have cases in my portfolio where we did the company for other type of talents, like beauty industry, like education and science. So just know it's possible. Number 3, you can switch your employers. When you come to the States, a certain company, an employer, be it your own company, be it an agent or somebody else, if you find a better offer on the market, we can refile your papers to that company, and once it's approved, you can start working for this new company with a new term of 3 years. Or also for the purpose of changing your employers to get a better pay, better terms for yourself. Number 4, your family can come with you. Your family will get all 3 visas. Your spouse unfortunately won't be able to work, but they will be able to stay, come in and come out of the country with no problems. And your kids will be able to go to school with the regular American school, free of charge, and get a good American education. So let's talk in more details how you can switch from O1A or O1B visa to EB1A. Sometimes I get the cases where, from my analysis, it could be a really good O1 case or a really good chance for EB1A. But sometimes my clients don't want to risk and spend money on EB1A and possibly get a denial. But they want to get inside of the States, get O1A, start working, and then see what's going to happen. So what we do in these cases, we file for O1A or O1B. We get an approval, the client comes here in the States, and once the client is here, we refile the case with for EB1A and see what Immigration Services is going to say. If we get an approval of that, there you go. The work is done. You get a green card. If we get a denial, it's always for a specific reason. We look at those reasons and then I create a strategy how we're going to tackle this new EB1, which we're going to file a little bit later. So we laser focus on those criteria that did not go through. We do everything possible to improve those criteria. If it takes 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, it doesn't matter because we have the final purpose. So I create a strategy and the client follows that. In this case, we need to make sure that our client gets good articles in really good American press. That article is about the client, about his or her projects, about the talents, about the achievements, about the recognition in the field, about the plans for the future. So we build up on that criteria and we move on to the second one and the third one if necessary. So once we improve all the criteria that Immigration Service did not like, we may refile EB1A, and again with a really good chance to get an approval. Stanislav, how fast can I file EB1 after I get an approval for O1? You can file it next day. There is no wait period, there's no grace period, there is nothing like that. You can file immediately. I also get a lot of questions how many EB1s I can file after I get a denial of the first one. As many as you want. Sometimes it gets 1, sometimes it gets 2. Honestly, in my career, I never filed 3 EB1As for one client because the approval rate in my company for EB1s is about 90%. And at this point, for O1 visas, we get a 100% rate. So all the O1s we filed for 7 years of my practice, we get an approval, so 100% rate. Why? Because I specialized in talent visas and business visas. That's all I do, that's all my team does, that's all the training my company gets. That's why we get really good results for our clients. If you think that you qualify for O1 visa, be it O1A or O1B, please follow the link below this video and fill out the questionnaire that I prepare special for you. And you will get a free analysis of your case within 48 hours, something that our attorneys will charge you $300 and call it a consultation. I don't have consultations, I have immigration planning, but the first step to do is for me to know if you have a chance or if you don't have a chance. So please do those steps to get a free analysis of your case. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.